Hello guys, welcome back to our Django tutorial. In the last video, I have told you how to create our Django first project. So in this tutorial, we are going to learn how to make login sign up page. First of all, we have to create a module. Module is nothing but a separate set of directory where you can have your code separately. Don't worry, I will explain you while process. So to create a module, the code goes python space manage.py space start app. This creates our module. You have to give the module name, which is accounts. You can see, you can say here a new module named accounts has been created. So first of all, you have to go to settings and register this accounts in the installed apps. So just write accounts over here. So this installs the app into the project. So now go to the models.py. Here is all this. In here we have to create the models. Models are nothing but our database structure. Like for example, I have to create a user model. So write this code. This imports the main frameworks and everything. Just comment this out. We have to create a user manager. It is a class, so for that we have to write the code, this thing. So here I will explain you what is happening. We are defining two methods inside the user manager class, which are create user and create super user. So what is happening in create super user? Super user is something like you are the admin, where you can see all the status of your database, how many people are there and everything in the database. So now we are adding these three columns: is staff true, super user true, is active true. So by default these are being set to true. Give attention to this last line. This last line calls the create user again. So what is happening? So create user takes email, password, any extra fields if there are. So if there is no email is the primary, so we have to say that the email must be set. And we are just normalizing the email. Normalizing is nothing but we are converting it into a secure way using Django. Django has some special features. So user is self.model email, and we are taking email and extra fields into the user. So this user has the email, and that associated email has this password which is coming from create user. So then we are saving it into the database, and then we are returning the user. So now we have to create the user model. Like this creates the user model. Basically we are using abstract user. So here we can see that I gave a phone number, role. We don't need a role. So yeah. So phone number regex. This is a regular expression. It makes sure that our phone number format is correct. Okay. So yeah, and we are taking the phone into the field, and here the required fields are username and phone. And you can see the last line here. We are calling the user manager object here. Choice is nothing but something like a drop down menu. Here I am giving three options where the user can only select woman, entrepreneur, influencer, or buyer. So now go to settings one more time and add one line, this user model. So our new user model is being called from here, accounts.user. So yeah, now go to admin. So we have to make some little changes in admin also. So I'm just commenting out which are not needed for now. It takes much time to write the code and explain you. That's why I'm just copy pasting and explaining you. So here we are creating a custom user admin class. So the display of the admin panel changes like this. First you will get to see the username, email, phone, if there is a role, is staff active or not, is active or not. Okay, I'm just removing the role. We don't need the role. So yeah, I'm removing it from everyone. After creating the admin panel, just open your terminal and migrate the changes. Like first, right, for migrating the changes, the code will be manage.py space make migrations. So this command, it is showing accounts.form is not there, so I have to remove one more line code, which is I'm removing this also. So let's see what would happen. Custom user creation form. So create a file, name it as forms.py. So in forms.py we are creating a custom form. So now we'll try to run the migrations, make migrations. Yeah, the migrations has been applied successfully. So now we have to write the command python manage.py migrate. So this command does all the changes into the database directly. So once we will run the server and check what is happened with our admin panel. Okay, py run server. So here I want to open the admin panel. Admin. I hope there is a super user. Okay, I forgot to create the super user. First you have to create the super user. For that you have to write a command python manage.py space create super user. This creates the super user, and it will ask for username, which is Omkar. Email address, give anything. and the password would be, don't worry about this warning, it is just saying that my password is not strong. So I'm running the server again, so I'm reloading it. Now I want to check the admin panel. Yeah, it has been opened. So I cannot see the user field here. I have to go back and check what is missing. Yeah, okay, I got it. So we have to write this. This registers all the changes we have done. So we will run our command again. I hope this should work without running the command. Yeah, we got the users. So I'm opening the user. What is happening? You can see the format. I will show you. Yeah, you can see what is happening here. Display of this, the list would be like this: username, email address, then phone, then staff status, and then active or not. This is something like we are creating the interface of the admin panel. So now we are done with the admin panel. So now we are going to create some APIs through which we will be going to create the login and sign up using OTP. I want to show you one website from where you will get the OTP verification. So go to a website called twofactor.in. Type twofactor.in /C P. So here you have to create a login and sign into it. Here you can create transactional messages and promotional SMSs. So go to SMS OTP and go to OTP templates. You have to create a new OTP template here. It would take nearly half an hour to you to verify. So you can use them for a trial period, and if you like the service, you can buy the package. We'll be going back to our page. Go back to models.py. Here we have to create one more model which would be named as phone OTP. If you want to give the choices, then you can give. I'm just deleting the choice, and same, the mobile number is required for the OTP. I will explain you every field. Yeah, I have created the model again, so I have to migrate this thing again. So run the make migrations command. The model OTP has been created. I have to migrate them into the database. Yeah, applied. Once I will check what is happening. It would be better if you run your code and check what is happening. If something is wrong, debug it right now. If you go if there is an error and you go on doing the work, and it would be difficult to like debug your error again. So I'm going to admin. So here I cannot see. We have to register the OTPs in the admin panel, also the admin interface. We have to uncomment these things. So I'm uncommenting. Yeah, now you can see you'll be getting this. I'll refresh. Yeah, you can see a new field named as phone OTP has been created. So here I can just create the OTP and delete and save them. So I'm not doing that for now. And now we will start working with the APIs. First of all, go to views.py. In views.py we have to import some files. So give attention to the last line. This line helps us in sending the OTP. We are making a connection object. Okay, now we have to create some APIs. I will tell you first. We will create a phone OTP which will send the OTP. This is quite large code, don't worry, I will explain you everything. So here you can see validate phone send OTP. It is importing API view. There is a method inside it which is post method. Yeah, we are taking phone number, password, username, email, and role. We don't need role. So these are the values which we are getting from the post request. So you can understand this thing. If phone number, then phone is equals to string, we are converting the number into the string. So what is this line doing? This line is filtering out the user according to the phone number, and that object is being sent to user. If user dot exists, that means the user with the same phone number already exists. We have to respond as the status is false. The phone number is our primary key. They can't be the same phone number. So here the response would be false status. So if else, if there is no user exists, then you have to send key send OTP. So it calls send OTP function. Like this, what does this code doing? You can understand directly. If the phone number is valid, a random number between 999 to 9999 will be generated. I'm just printing it on the console. So next we are returning false if the phone number is not true. Okay, coming back to here, if the key is valid, if it is not null. So here we are sending the phone OTP object into the old variable. Here I am filtering out the phone OTP object and just checking whether I have sent the OTP to that same number previously. If old dot exists, then old is equals to first. It will select the first column of the set. If the count is greater than 10, then return false. What is this doing? If you are sending the customer like hundreds of OTPs and still he can't verify it, it's just an error. So here what we are doing, we are putting a limitation that if the user exceeds his limit, like if he sends an OTP to his mobile more than 10 times, he will not get the access to the user model. Here I am requesting the connection. It is a get response. I have used the twofactor.in link. This is the API key, and this is my phone number which I am joining it with phone, and then OTP value would be the value which we have generated. After that I am just collecting the response object, and I am reading the data, and evaluating it. These two lines evaluate our data. Here we are reading the JSON object, like if data of status equal to success. If the OTP has been sent successfully, then old.otp session ID. This is a format which we are getting from the server, like two-factor.in server. It sends the status of the OTP sent, either success or failure, and if it is success, we will get the OTP session ID in details field. So we are saving the old object again into the database. So I'm just printing the OTP session ID. So yeah, after this has happened, that means our OTP has been sent successfully, and we are returning the response true, OTP sent successfully. And if this doesn't happen, OTP sending failed. And you can see this thing, if the user does not exist. So here we are creating a new phone OTP object which has the fields phone, OTP, email, username, password, and we don't need this role. So I'm just removing this thing. The same code over here, we are again saving the OTP, and we are saying it is true if it is false. And then you can see the else part over here also, sending OTP failed. Yeah, it's fine clear. So now we will check how this OTP API is working. Open Postman. Postman software is used to test the APIs. Okay, first we have to create the URLs. We have to create one more file which will be named as urls.py. Write these codes. This is I will close the tag. Yeah, in this we have to write the URLs. I will comment this out. You can write repath. You can see repath. Here you have to write this code. Validate underscore phone slash. You have to give the class name. What is the class name here? Dot add underscore. What is this line doing? Whenever we search for the URL validate underscore API in our web server, so it just searches for the class named with this thing in the views.py. Okay, like here we have imported dot views import star. So everything is being imported from this views.py. One more thing, we have to change this in URLs. Just write this thing. So what is it doing? So I'm just differentiating the links, the URL links over here. urls.py, everything is doing fine. So go to the Postman, just run the server again, check whether it is running perfectly or not. Something repath. Okay, repath is not defined here. Like in urls.py, I have to define repath. Okay, yeah, I hope everything is fine right now. Okay, include, where include is not, include also. Anything else is left? REST framework, no module named REST framework. REST framework. Login page, accounts, use.py. I want to use.py once. So yeah, we don't need these two lines for now. Just commenting it out. Import API view. So we don't need these two also for now. I hope so. This is not this also. Any framework more? I hope it should work fine for now. No console serializers. Okay. Console serializer. We don't need this one also. For now. Anything else left? Name API view is not declared. So go back to views.py and check why API view is not declared. Okay. So we have to install the REST framework module here. So pip install Django REST framework. Install. Yeah, now it is installed correctly. Views.py again, and just run your code once again and check whether any errors are coming. Yeah, so it's fine for now. So here I'm opening the server link and slash API slash validate underscore phone and check what will be the response will be. There's an error here, it is not responding. So okay, we have to uncomment this sign. Now we will try again. I think it should work. The server running response. Just run the server again. Yeah, it has been running, so you can see that the status is false and phone number is not given in post request. Okay, we haven't given the phone number. What are the values we have to give here? So first we have to give phone number, which is phone 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, and password Password would be 123 anything. Username and email. Username would be Omkar 123. Email would be anything. We will check out the status. OTP sending failed. Yeah, OTP sending failed because we gave a false number. So I will give my original number and check what will happen. Send. Yeah, OTP has been sent successfully. Here you can see I'm showing my phone right now. You can see there's a OTP popping up here. So our validate phone API is working perfectly all right. If you want the code, I have provided the link in the description. You can go to that page and copy the code from there. So this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much friends. Please subscribe.